What's up everyone, Vu of Envu Films, and I am back with another grade A tube douche idiotic video for you to watch. And today, this is idiotic because I am about to review two camera cages. I don't even know how you review camera cage, but I'm about to do it. So before the Sony a7S III was even delivered here to my house, I already received this camera cage here straight from China. So small rig camera cage for the Sony a7S III. It has served me well. My Sony a7S III has been protected all this time, and I really have no complaints with it other than the fact that I wish it came with some type of built-in quick release system here for Arca or something, instead of having to actually install a separate quick release plate at the bottom of the cage. Other than that, Small Rig has been a well-known camera cage manufacturer for a long time now, and I've had many Small Rig cages in the past, and this is no different. High quality, nice. I mean, there's no complaints. Okay, it does the job. It has plenty of holes for you to mount whatever it is you want to mount that Small Rig provides, or any other brand that provides, that fits into. It looks like a pretty standard size screw hole, and you know, as you can see, I already have a NATO quick release here on top of it. So here I actually have a quick release top handle for this NATO mount, and I could just go ahead and plop this thing right on real quick, tighten up, and I have a nice little top handle for my Sony a7S III. Now, with that being said, on the Sony a7S III forums, there has been this other brand known as Tilta that has released their cage and their half cage, and pretty much the only thing I've seen about Tilta before this was just dudes on this a7S III forums tilting their heads back to bounce Tilta balls all over their chin. But seeing that it was so popular and everyone had a huge rave and talk about it, I decided to just order my own. I have two Tilta cages here. One is a full cage, one is a half cage, and we're gonna go ahead and unbox this right now. Right off the bat, the boxing experience here is better than the Small Rig cage. And by the way, you could get the Small Rig cage right now for $40 on Amazon. Links in the description below. This is $40 for a full cage versus this is the half cage. And I believe this half cage from Tilta is $40. And at first I was like, what is the big deal about Tilta? Why is everyone all gung-ho about it? Why is everyone bending over backwards and letting Tilta penetrate them with the expensive rotoration of their branding? I guess because this boxing is a lot nicer than what Small Rig provides, and looks like they might have some type of branding thing going on where everyone is just opening their mouth wide open and deep-throating Tilta all day long. But we're about to find out what this is all about. So right off the bat, good quality, very nice, and it comes with a separate, this is the half cage that comes with a separate quick release here that you could put at the bottom, and I guess there's no complaints about that. And really quickly, I did mention that this Small Rig cage is made in China. Well, shocker of the century, Tilta is no different. As you can see, it is made also in China. So there goes a theory that, you know, maybe Tilta was American made or something. And of course, you could see this full cage also made in China, has Chinese food menus all over it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and screw this quick release on real quick. All right, anyway, so both of these cages have the little magnet, so you could put your little tool here. The Small Rig one has a little tool magnetized here at the bottom, so this is a tool to take it off, and you can just put it right back. So both have that feature, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the Small Rig off and see what the half cage looks like. And this is stupid because I do have two Sony a7S IIIs, and which is one is I'm holding here and one I'm filming with. And I could have used my a7 III to film this YouTube video instead of a7S III, and had two a7S IIIs sitting here in front of you with the two different cages. But I'm a lazy piece of YouTube douchebag trash. I don't feel like rigging up the a7 III just so I could see what I'm filming. So I'm a little bit spoiled with this flip out screen of this a7S III. So I'm giving you this trashy YouTube video with just, I'm having to switch this on and off, and you're gonna just have to live with it. You know, if you don't like it, don't know what to tell you. So, all right, so the Tilta half cage is installed, and you know, feels nice, looks nice, everything, you know, seems like a good fit finish. A lot of dudes have been complaining that this is like, this piece here is too tight on this dial, and it's fine. It's pretty much, it doesn't stop the dial from turning. It doesn't like hit the dial. It's pretty much like spot on. So I'm not really sure what some of these dudes are complaining about on this particular cage, but I mean, the camera looks nice. This looks cool. By the way, this is the Tilta gray version of the cage. You could also get black and this other gray color if, you know, you don't want to be racist. But, you know, no problems with fit. Everything seems like it fits fine. So I don't know what some of the dudes are complaining about. Anyways, I'm going to just go ahead and unmount this so I could unbox the full Tilta cage and compare it with the small rig. And by the way, do I think this half cage is worth as much as this full cage? No. I mean, there's a full cage, this is a half cage. There's no reason why a half cage should be worth as much as a full cage. You know, this is a high quality cage. Don't let opinions and box branding prove otherwise to you. The small rig cage literally just comes in like a brown box. So, same thing. We got a little unboxing experience here. We even have like some manuals and stuff like that, which is pretty much pointless, I think, for a cage. It's pretty much a complete waste of box. I wish companies just send stuff in a regular ass box, so, you know, recycling or whatever, because after this just goes in recycle. So anyways, here is the full cage from Tilta and the full cage from Small Rig, and immediately they are similarly built. Tilta might seem a little bit heavier, but they're both metal. They're both well made. I like the fact that there is a quick release here that you could take on and off. I'm kind of curious what tripod mount this goes on. So I wish it came with an Arca quick release instead of this. I think it's Manfrotto. I don't know what quick release this is, but this does not fit in the Arca tripod that I have there. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put this on. So right off the bat, they pretty much feel very similar. I feel like maybe the small rig feels a little more comfortable in my hand, but maybe it's also because I'm more used to it all this time. But I mean, you can't go wrong with either cage. I think if you want a good cage, that's all you need. You want to protect it, you want to be able to rig it up, you should just go with the small rig because it's 40 bucks. It's less expensive and it's built just as nice as the Tilta, in my opinion. And a lot of people have been complaining that the top of the small rig cage kind of blocks the record button. The Tilta cage does the same thing, so I don't see the downside of either cage in that regard. I really had no problems with the record button on the small rig, and if anything, it made me make sure that I actually hit record versus kind of just glancing over it. It really made sure that it helped me make sure that I hit the record button and it was good to go. Other than that, you know, if it's that serious to you, you should just map your record button to maybe this back button here, or maybe use a shutter as your record button. Immediately, this little round thing right here is a problem because small rig, it has a lot more clearance at the top, Whereas this little round red piece mount here kind of blocks the dial. So, I mean, you could definitely press it, but you're gonna have a lot more trouble doing so. In my opinion, it's SmallRig's design for the top is a little more smart. This mount, I'm not too familiar with Tilta. This is obviously used for some type of top handle mount or something, but it is blocking the dial here pretty nicely, where it kind of makes it difficult to change the mode you want to shoot in. I'm Asian. I have small hands. However, I have a massive rod, so don't think that I have a small. Okay, anyways, I'm just kidding. But yeah, anyone who have bigger fingers than this is gonna have a lot of trouble switching the dial mode, in my opinion. Other than that, well-built cage. I'm sure Tilta has plenty of different things you could mount on here, just like SmallRig does. The one thing Tilta does win on is it definitely looks a lot cooler, especially with like these red accents and all that stuff, and like all these like industrial looking cutouts and design. So it looks cooler than the SmallRig, but it's definitely not worth like whatever it costs. Like I think it's like $80, $100, whatever it is. I'll be honest, I would just recommend get the SmallRig cage. Most of you guys, if you're looking for a cage for your Sony a7S III, get the SmallRig cage. It's a better value. I feel like it's a smarter design in terms of not blocking this top dial. Yeah, and I mean, it works fine. It's a good cage. They both have different things you can rig on it. I mean, I don't think you could go wrong like either way. If you're like me and, I could use this. This is fine to me. I only switch between video and photo anyway, so I could do it. It's a little bit more cumbersome, but it's a good cage. No complaints, but like I said, I recommend you get the SmallRig for $40 instead of the Tilta cage. They're both made in China. It's not like one is American made, one is not. Yeah, to each his own. Unless there's some accessory Tilta has that SmallRig doesn't have, then go for Tilta. But I think SmallRig has a crap ton of accessories to mount on this, and you could custom design something with them. So that's another bonus for SmallRig's end. So links in the description below for the SmallRig. I think you can only order this from Tilta right now, so I'll try to put a link down there too if you're interested in the Tilta one. But with that being said, guys, that is it for today. Till next time, lighten up.